Alright, fools, remember Dino and Martin? Yeah, me neither, but apparently it existed and they have a game on Super Nintendo. I'm not gonna talk about the toy because I don't own it, and I think it's supposed to do music and like shoot lasers from its eyes or something. Both things that are not in the game. It's super obvious it's just a copy of Super Mario World, but with a lot less quality. Let's start with our titular character, Martin and Dino. What's their motivation? You never find out! The game is short, it's only 10 levels, but never in the game do you get any idea why the fuck you're doing what you're doing. You just start game and boom, go do shit. You know, Mario World had at least a line of dialogue, and fuck, even Double Dragon had your girlfriend getting punched. Anyway, back to Dino and Martin. Basically, you start the game playing as only Martin, and you need to find Dino, and yes, he's in an egg. It's almost imperative to get Dino in the game because Martin cannot use power-ups. Only Dino can use power-ups. So if you're only Martin, you're basically screwed. Not only that, but getting Dino is actually way harder than it seems. It's not because he's hard to find, it's because he's sparse. Why the fuck did he make one of the characters in the game sparse? I checked. In the 10 levels of the game, you can find him 8 times. What the fuck? So my advice? If you find Dino, hang on to him with dear life, dude. The power-ups of the game include a leaf, which is actually one of the only items that Martin can also use. It's an extra hit. You get the pepper, that's basically your big fireballs for Dino. You get the anvil, which is basically the equivalent of the stump in Super Mario World. Also, it fucking sucks. And finally, you get the whistle. This one allows you to slide. It's kind of like the toy, I guess. And it's probably the best power-up in the game because one, it allows you to go really fast. And two, it kills everything. It kills everything. And 3, you can fucking skid on water with it, which is fucking great when you're trying to go fast. I guess the only problem is because you slide, you need to be careful what you do because you can easily fall in holes. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about the water in the game. I've had some interesting experiences with it. So, get this. Sometimes you jump in the water and water physics don't apply. It's like you're still on the ground, so you just sink to the bottom and you can't swim. So you can't complete the level because you're stuck at the bottom and you need to go back up to the surface, which is way up there. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the enemies. I'm not going to name all of them, but I'm just going to say this. A lot of them have hard shells on them, like some of them are like bugs and shit. So if you're Martin, you can't actually hurt them, you'll just like jump back. And you absolutely need Dino to squash them because he's heavier, I guess. And then there's the fish. If you're Martin, you cannot do anything to the fishes because there's no way for you to attack them. So you absolutely need Dino, but you absolutely need Dino with fireballs because you can't really use the slide efficiently underwater, and you can't use the stupid fucking stomping attack underwater either. So fucking fireballs if you're underwater. That makes sense. One of the levels is, of course, an underwater level. It's the only one, thank God. But it's also one of the only fucking levels where you cannot find Dino. So if you lose Dino on that level, fuck you're stuck with Martin avoiding everything like a fucking idiot. Anyway, let's talk about the levels a little bit. Like I said, there's only 10. There's 3 bosses in the game. Level 2, Level 9, and Level 10, the final boss. Don't ask. And honestly, the levels are not that bad just because it's like they took some levels from Super Mario World and like slightly modified it to be like, oh, that's our own creation. Like, Level 8, for example, is Cake Mountain. Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar at all, does it? It's very standard fare. You just go from left to right, you try not to fall in the holes, you try not to die, and there we go. The first boss of the game is just some dude with a hammer, so basically you need to jump on his head and avoid his hammer. It's very easy. Second boss of the game is an evil dino. Basically, it's Dino, but if he had all of the power-ups. And again, it sounds like he should be hard, but it's not. He's very easy. And finally, the last boss is not Bowser. He's the only guy who's actually a threat because just if you lose Dino, you cannot kill him, so that's very stupid. But again, he's not that hard, just avoid losing Dino and you'll win. So yeah, there's not a lot more to say. One of the things that bothered me with the game is that there's no checkpoint, so if you die, you go to the beginning of the level, and that's always shit. Oh yeah, a glitch happened while I was playing the game, and usually to get an item, you just need to touch a box on the ground. The item pops out, and then you can get it. But see, you need to wait until the item is on the ground before you can actually collect it. And for some reason, once I opened the box, and like the item just flew up in the air and never came back. It was just like, fuck you! So yeah, Dino and Martin. Honestly, I don't recommend the game because it's not really fun, and if you want to play a good platformer, there's plenty others. I guess the only positive thing I can say about this game is that sliding around was fun, but that's about it. Yup.